The day I married a single father. My mother stood in the back of the courthouse wearing a smile that screamed, "You'll regret this." She thought I'd thrown my future away. In her mind, marrying a widowed father with a 7-year-old daughter was the biggest mistake. What she didn't know was that I hadn't married him for love. I married him to destroy her 28 years of control. But 3 months later, when a black SUV stopped outside our tiny house, and men in tailored suits stepped out, calling my husband Mr. Whitmore, I realized I'd been living with a man whose name quietly appeared on half the buildings in downtown Chicago. My name is Harper Collins. I'm 28, born and raised in Chicago. Growing up, my mother treated my life like a business investment. Every decision had to increase our family's status. Which school, which friends, which clothes, even which men I was allowed to date. If a man didn't come from money, she called him a distraction. If he wasn't ambitious enough, she called him dead weight. Her dream was simple:
marry me off to the son of one of her wealthy country club friends. Someone she could brag about.
Spent years trying to make her happy. Nothing was ever enough. When Dad passed away, she became even more controlling. Every phone call ended with another lecture. You only have one chance to marry. Well, eventually, I stopped believing she saw me as a daughter. I was just another project.
Then I met Ethan Whitmore. Not at a fancy gala, not at a private club, at a neighborhood.
His little daughter, Lucy, accidentally knocked over an entire shelf trying to grab a dinosaur book. While everyone stared, Ethan laughed. He helped Lucy stack every book back exactly where it belonged. No arrogance, no excuses. Just patience. We talked for 20 minutes. He mentioned he worked in property management. He drove an old pickup truck, wore faded jeans, packed homemade lunches. Nothing about him screamed wealthy. Over the next few months, we kept running into each other. Farmers markets, coffee shops. Lucy slowly started treating me like family. For the first time in years, life felt peaceful. Then my mother found out. A widower, with a child. She nearly dropped her wine glass. You cannot be serious. The insults got worse every week.
She called Ethan damaged. She called Lucy baggage. The final straw came when she secretly arranged an engagement dinner with another man.
That night, I made a decision. 2 weeks later, Ethan proposed. Not with a massive diamond, just a simple ring. One honest sentence. I don't need someone to replace Lucy's mother. I just want someone who chooses us. I said yes. Find out. Married life wasn't glamorous. We lived in a comfortable but modest house. Ethan still left for work before sunrise. Lucy still insisted pancakes tasted better when I made them. Life felt normal. Until one Tuesday morning, 3 black SUVs pulled into our driveway. Men in tailored suits stepped out carrying folders. One of them nodded respectfully. "Good morning, Mr. Whitmore. We need your approval before the acquisition closes." Acquisition. I watched Ethan sigh. "Give me 10 minutes. He walked into his office. The walls I'd never really looked at suddenly made sense. I finally asked him, "What exactly do you do?" He smiled awkwardly. "My family owns Whitmore Urban Holdings." I blinked. The real estate company, turns out. His father held Ethan's hand. My answer is the same as his. 6 months later, her project collapsed. Ethan continued restoring neighborhoods instead of tearing them down. Lucy started calling me Mom. I asked Ethan why he'd never told me who he really was. He smiled. Because I needed someone who loved me before they loved my last name, Yee. I married a man who already had both wealth and humility. In the end, that made all the difference.